Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. I'm Shrishti Sharma and with me as always is Cheryl D'Souza. And viewers, this is the show where you get answers for all your stock-related queries. In a short while from now, we will open the floor to get your stock-related queries answered. But before that, let's have a quick look. What a smart recovery in the markets. And Cheryl, indeed, a brand new week and seems like a fresh start for the benchmark indices, and they are also in the get set go mood as of now.
Absolutely. A very good morning to you, Shrishti. A great morning coming in for the markets. This despite actually starting on a very weak footing. We actually saw a very good and substantial up move from the day's lowest point when you talk about the benchmarks indices. Take a look at the broader markets. They are actually seeing a good recovery, about 0.6%. That's for your mid-cap index. But the star has to be what is happening with the Nifty Bank, because Nifty Bank has seen a recovery in excess of 1% over the day from the day's lowest point, along with the small cap index also that's seen over 1% recovery from the day's lowest point. Take a look at what Nifty is also doing, because 0.5% up move, or rather 0.8% up move coming in from the day's lowest point for the Nifty as well. For now, like Shrishi said, that we are seeing the markets in a get set go more as of now. So healthy recovery coming in for the benchmark indices and also the broader markets and Nifty Bank. So the advanced decline ratio right now is a tad bit in the favor of the declines, but hopefully that will change over the course of the next few hours. Talking about the list of gainers, then you have JSW Steel that's ruling the charts with gains of approximately 1.9%. You have HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Hindalco as well as Kotak Mahindra Bank. They're holding on to the positive territory, while on the flip side you have Apollo Hospitals, Tata Consumer, NTPC, Adani Enterprises as well as Adani Ports. All of those counters are declining in trade, but it will be key to note that most of the Adani Group counters have made a smart recovery from the day's lowest point. Talking about the sectoral indices, then you have the Realty Index, that is the top sectoral gainer, followed by metal, while on the losing end it is the auto, FMCG, energy pack that is taking a bit easy in trade today. So that's the way how the markets are looking like at this point in time, Shrishti. Hopefully this sort of a recovery will only gather pace as the hours go by.
Well, certainly we'll look out for that, a smart recovery from the day's lowest point. But with this, viewers, let's kickstart taking all your stock related queries, and just note that you can connect with us live throughout the show, and for that you need to WhatsApp on the number that will be flashing on the top of a screen throughout the next 1 hour, as well as you can also write to us on our social media handles of X as well as Facebook pages. But before that, let me welcome two of our very special guests for today, which is Mr. G. Chokalingam joining us to guide us on the fundamental front as well as to guide us technically. Swati Anand Hodkar, who is the AVP of Equity Research at Nirmal Bank, is joining us right now. Very good morning to both of you, and thank you so much for your time. First of all, let me take the first query. This one is coming from Rajesh Maheshwari, and Mr. Chokalingam, he wants some medium-term outlook on Lemon Tree Hotels. He's already holding 1300 shares. Average buy price is 95 rupees. Whether it makes sense to stay invested or exit.
You can stay invested because in terms of earning model, it is very costly. But if you look at enterprise value per room, it is quite reasonable. So therefore, you can hold on. And if he gets a price of around 135, 140, he can sell it.
All right, very good morning to you, Mr. Chokalingam, as well as Swati. So thank you so much for joining us on the show. And let me take the next query then. And this one is coming in from Satya. And he wants to know if Cocoyo Camlin is a good buy right now for a period of about 1 to 2 years, and set a target of about 250 rupees per share. What's your take on this one, Swati? Cocoyo Camlin, you think it's a good buy? A target of 250 is achievable in a period of 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, good morning, all of you, to all the panelists. Definitely, the view is positive on this particular counter, but we are looking on the technical setups. If we look towards the monthly chart, the stock is facing a very strong resistance of 180 to 190 levels on the high side. I believe we might witness some sort of a profit booking at the current junctions. Any dips towards to 150 levels, definitely one can go for a long positions, because the stock has formed a very cluster supports nearby 135 to 140 levels. So nearby 150 levels, the risk reward ratio will be a favorable. So I believe that any dip towards to 150, definitely one can add on, and in coming 1 to 2 years, definitely 240 to 50 levels can be seen on this particular counter.
All right, moving on. And Swati, the next query that I have is coming in from Deepak Sharma, and he wants an advice on Equinox India Developments, that was earlier called India Bulls Real Estate. His buy price is 129 rupees, holding 500 shares, whether to hold or sell. He wants a target for the next 2 months.
The Equinox, we have seen that the technical setup is not such positive as such, but definitely for a longer term horizon, one can definitely hold on in this particular stocks. As of now, it's trading nearby 128 levels. Downside, it has a very good support of 120 levels. So as per the on the technical front, whenever the stock holds that levels, till the time you can definitely hold your long positions. I believe when if the stock manages to give the breakout of a 135 levels, more upside can be seen towards to 150. So it's a hold from my end. If you're getting any tips towards to 120 levels, one can definitely add on in this particular stock.
Mr. Chokalingam, I'm coming next to you. This one is coming from Ashok Kumar. He's writing to us from Mumbai. He wants to buy CDSL, about 500 shares of CDSL for a period about long term or so. He's saying, what is the fair value? Should he buy at current price or wait for some correction? What sort of potential growth can he expect in the share value in the next 3 to 5 years? What's your take coming in on CDSL? How is this one looking to you on the long term? Will this one be a wealth creator?
Certainly, there is no doubt if somebody has 3 to 5 years, because the investor base is continuously rising, the number of new issues are rising, market cap is rising. So definitely, but the investors can wait, till the regulators comes out new regulations regarding F&O, because I believe that should have some setback for the volume of trades as well as the new investors entering temporarily. So therefore, I would suggest investors to wait on stocks like CDSL and other exchange stocks.
All right, moving on to the next query. And Mr. Chokalingam, the next query is from Gautam from Mumbai. And he wants to know, is this a good time to buy Exide or Indian Hotels right now, maybe for the next 12 to 18 months? Or would you suggest to buy on dips in any of these names?
Yeah, exactly. Better to buy on dip because they both are great companies, no doubt, but they are already played out in a very big way. So unless 5-10% they fall, they don't make sense to buy now.
All right, this one is coming from Vaishnavi. She's writing to us from Chennai. And Swati, this query is for you. She wants to know about Dixon Technologies. She's already purchased Dixon Tech at a price of around 12,200 rupees per share. She wants to know what's the duration and the target price that she can expect for Dixon Tech right now. For how long you think it's a hold, or do you think she should look to exit?
See, Dixon, for a longer term horizon, definitely the stocks looks positive. The particular client has bought at a very higher levels, and as of now, we are witnessing some profit bookings. I believe we might witness some sort of a correction or say the profit booking towards at least 10,800 or 10,600 levels. Up to that level, we might witness some fall. And again, we will see some reversal in this particular counter, which might take a stocks towards to 12,000 or all levels. So I believe if you're looking for a longer term horizon, definitely one can hold on for a duration of at least 1 year. And if the stocks gets corrected up to 10,600 levels, she can add on so that the buying average will come down and will able to exit the position in the profit. So I will suggest to hold on for a time period, let the stock finds a support level near the mentioned levels, then we can witness some sort of a reversal. So it's a hold from my end.
All right, moving on to the next query. And Swati, once again coming to you, Satya wants to know that amongst Hutco as well as TVS Motors, any of the stock you like for a fresh buy right now, which one looks more promising at current levels?
See, I believe TVS Motor has already given a very good amount of a rally from almost 500 to 2500 levels within a span of 2 years. So as of now, I will suggest to hold on for the fresh long positions because we might witness some sort of a profit booking in this particular stocks. So any dips towards to 2300 or 2200, one can definitely add on in this particular counter, but not at the current juncture. But for the longer term portfolio management, portfolio thing, definitely one can go for buying on any dips towards to 2200 levels. And regarding the Woodco, this particular stock as of now it's really trading very well in the long term horizon as such, and it's well placed above all the important moving averages, say the 50, 100 and 200 DMA, well set up in the upward rising channel. So at the current market price also one can definitely go for long position in Woodco. At the current market price is trading at 100 and 311. So definitely one can go for a long at the CMP. I'm looking for a target of at least 450 to 500 in coming 1 to 2 years.
Right, let me take this next query coming from Sarma, who's writing to us from Hyderabad, and this one's particularly for you, Mr. Chokalingam. He's asked me to take this query to you. Our viewer has about 150 shares of Sula Wines, which he's purchased at levels of about 544 rupees per share. He's saying that he is suffering a loss in it, so does it make sense to exit the stock or stay put with this one? What's your take coming in on Sula Wine? Because if you look at the stock price, the buy price is much higher than where the stock is currently perched at 544 rupees per share. What's your take coming in on this one?
Yeah, you can hold on to it. Long-term potential is there, but of late it is lacking the growth to justify the current PE valuation. In our book losses, because I'm pretty sure in the long term it will come back to its the original level. So you can hold it for at least next 1 year.
All right, that's the take coming in on Solar Vineyards. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break in this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get you answers for all of a stock-related query, and a very, very smart recovery is underway for the markets. Now you have Nifty that's seeing an uptick of as much as about 0.4% as we speak. Ditto coming in for the Sensex as well. But this is a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. Remember, you can write to us on the WhatsApp number that's flashing on your screen. Each time you write to us, mention your name, your location from where you're writing to us, along with your query. And remember, this Wednesday is going to be the second Wednesday of the month, which means that it is Women's Special Edition of Buy Now Sell Now, where we will be taking all the queries coming in from all of our women investors and viewers who write to us day after day, day in and day out rather. And we will be addressing all of their stock related queries on Wednesday. So please make a note and mark the date for August 14th, when we will be taking all the stock related queries coming in from all of our women investors. But for now, let me take the query that is already hitting our WhatsApp number. This one is coming in from Ram Kotari. He's writing to us from Hyderabad as well. He wants to know about Adani Power, where he's purchased at the levels of about 668, as well as Cupid, which he has purchased at the levels of 108 rupees per share. Swati, he wants to know whether he should stay put with both of them.
Power is definitely looks positive on the chart. Today we have seen a very good bounce back rally from almost 620 to 676 levels. Now on a very short term period, as of now, it has a very resistance at around 700 levels. Any momentum about that level, definitely a major pullback rally can be witnessed up to 750. So at the current level, the stock is trading about the buying price, so definitely one can hold on. If you want to keep a trailing stop losses, 650 will act as a crucial support levels. So as long as this particular levels hold on, one can definitely go for a long positions. Immediate target will be 750 levels. Regarding about the Cupid, this particular counter is trading at 101 levels. It's continuously trading in upper circuit. Majorly the technicals doesn't work out in such kind of counters. But if whatever the charts looks, it's as of now it is positive because it's trading above all the important moving averages, 50, 100 and 200 DMA, and it's trading in upward direction. The immediate support is lies at 97 to 98 levels. So as long as this particular holds on the closing basis, one can hold for the long position. Immediate target will be 109 to 115 levels on the higher side.
All right, then moving on, and Mr. Chokalingam, what will be your view on two of these public sector banks? First is PNB, wherein Ramesh has bought 1,000 shares, buy price is 127 rupees, as well as Canara Bank holding 2,000 shares and his buy price is 77 rupees. PNB is at current market price itself versus his buy price, while making good profits in Canara Bank. Both of these are hold or sell.
Long term looks good, no doubt about it, but short term one can sell for a couple of reasons. The PSU banks historically in a bear market they trade at 0.5, 0.7 times price to adjusted book value. In bull market, anywhere from 1 to 1.5 times. Now, if you see the valuation, they are all now in line with the peak of the bull markets. And most importantly, now all these PSU banks are, in fact, entire banking industry now struggling for deposit growth, and within deposit, many are struggling for growth of CASA deposit, that is low cost deposit. And not only that, the industry credit growth has come down to little below 14%, which used to be as high as 16 to 19% last year. So therefore, in the short term, I believe there would be significant pain for most of these PSU banks. Therefore, If he's having short to medium term outlook, they are all good sell now.
All right, this next query that I have is coming in from Poonam, who's writing to us from Delhi, who has two queries, Swati. One is on Zomato. She wants to know whether she should look to buy Zomato at current price, and also what sort of a target are you seeing for the stock? And also Uniparts India, I'm not sure if you tracked this one because it's a fairly listed, recently listed counter. 577 is the buy price. She's suffering loss in this one.
In the Unipart, as of now, we are not witnessing a much chart as such, but definitely, I will suggest to consult the fundamental team for this particular counter or the analyst. But yes, Zomato, the counter has really done very well in the last 3 to 4 months. We have seen a very spectacular rally from almost 200 to 260 to 70 levels. Now the stock is currently trading in the overbought zone, and we might witness some sort of a profit booking after such kind of a steep rally. We can't deny the profit bookings at the higher level. So for the fresh long positions, one should just stay away to create a long position at the current market price. But definitely, any dips towards to between 210 to 220 levels, one can definitely go for a long positions for a longer degree or for a long term purpose. The target I'm looking for the 350 to 400 levels. So it's a buy on dip strategy should be implied in this particular counter.
This is a strategy coming in for Zomato. But talking about Uniparts India, Mr. Chokalingam, have you been able to look at this one and fundamentally what's your take coming in and what should viewer do? Because the viewer is actually facing significant loss in this one.
Yeah, in fact, we used to cover this stock and recently we closed it. It's a good company, amazing, the business profile and the global exposure. Unfortunately, its European business is having a problem because of entire European Union is going through very slow GDP growth, and therefore I don't see any prosperity in the short term. But still, if anybody is losing the money in the stock, definitely they can hold on with the perspective of another minimum 1 year. I'm sure in a year's time things should improve for the European economy as well as for Uniports.
All right, Mr. Chokalingam, once again coming to you. V. Venkatesh is holding BEL. His buy price is 286 rupees. Quantity 500 shares. Wants a long-term view on this one.
Expectation is already fulfilled by Bharat Electronics. That's my firm view. I believe any further small rise also one can use it to book profits.
All right, this one is coming in from Ajay, and he's been asking us queries for a couple of times, and we've not been able to take his query. So today he's asked a query for you, Mr. Chokalingam. He wants to know about Nava Corporation, IFCI, and also NBCC. Are these good companies to go ahead and invest in right now, or any energy storage business that you think would be apt?
Nava has done extremely well, but the stock also reflects that. So unless it falls 5-10%, I won't suggest. NBCC one can hold because the real estate sector is going through tremendous upside in the land bank stories. So that should be positive. So NBCC is a hold. IFCI is a sell. I think the valuation is fully captured by the current market price.
Once again, I have to come to you, Mr. Chokalingam, because this query is on Ola Electric, just 2 days on the stock exchange post the listing, and it's up 40%, when Money from Chennai has actually bought the shares at a price of 97 rupees, sitting at good profits, but just after the upper circuit hit, good to book out profits or continue to hold on for the long term?
So fundamentally, nobody can suggest a hold or buy. But then if I tell the investor to sell, then I might become a joker. So it is something like, the investors have to decide. If they love speculative bet and momentum, then they can hold. If they are fully convinced about the fundamentals, it's a good sell.
All right. The next one is coming in from James Joseph. He's writing to us from Kochi about Union Bank. 5,000 shares of Union Bank is what he's purchased, actually, Swati, at a price of around 134 rupees per share. What's the take coming in on Union Bank? How is this one looking on the charts? We already got Mr. Chokalingam views coming in on the PSU banking space and how the PSU stocks actually react in the market. But for the short term, what's the take coming in on Union Bank? 134 is the buy price.
little bit cautious in this particular counter because from the last 3 months, we are continuously witnessing a selling pressure from almost 170 to now 120 levels. I believe whatever the rally we have seen from from the year 22 to 24, it's going to retrace now at least 61%, 61.8%, which is a golden ratio of that retracements, which comes to nearby 110 to 100 levels. So up to that level, we might witness some sort of fall. So if any pullback rally comes towards to 135 to 140 level, I will suggest to exit the long position and try to enter into some other banks such as the HDFC Bank, Federal Bank, or the SBI Bank. Those banks looks very attractive at the current market price also for the long-term investment. So I will suggest to exit the Union Bank on every rise as such.
All right, Mr. Chokalingam, coming to you for this one. Krish has been buying trend, but at the same time has been booking out profits, and as of now holding some shares from a price of 4,700 rupees. After the stellar run up, what to do in this one? Good time to book out profits and rather make a shift to PFC. What's your take on this?
Definitely, trend is a sell at current valuation. BSE, as I mentioned earlier, for CDSL, one can wait for regulators' policy changes as regard to the F&O bets, because BSE has made a lot of incremental market cap, mainly because of uptick in the F&O business. So if there is going to be a lot of restrictions on F&O transaction by the retail investors, that would hit BSE more than NSE. That's my view. So therefore, one can wait for regulators, policy decisions before buying BSE.
All right, on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. We have a lot of queries lined up on the other side, viewers, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Buy Now, Sell Now. Let's keep it going with all your stock related queries. We have both of our guests with us, and the next query that I have is coming in from Alok. And Mr. Chokalingam, if you can guide Alok on CIE Automotive, because he has bought 2,000 shares. His buy price is 540 rupees. What's the view on this one? He wants a medium term outlook on this particular stock.
Yeah, the company has been doing quite well despite slowdown in growth in many parts of the global markets. One can hold on for a medium to long term.
All right, this next query is coming in from a viewer all the way from Japan, and this one is coming in from Sunny. Sunny is a long-term investor. He's been writing to us, and he follows actually Buy Now, Sell Now quite regularly. He has about 200 shares of Astral, Swati, and he wants to add further quantity of Astral in his portfolio. So at current levels, does it make sense to go ahead and invest or wait for some more correction, which the stock has already witnessed over the last 3 months, a correction of about in excess of 12% or so?
You pointed out the stock has almost corrected 11% at this month. I believe that as of now, the stock is entering into the oversold zone. So the selling pressure will get a little bit as of now. Intensification will come down towards at least 1820 level will act as a very good support level for this particular counter, which are the previous swing supports levels. So whenever the stock comes down by more 100 points downside towards to 1820, one can definitely go for a long positions, but at the current market price, just hold on. The stock is under the correction mode. Any dips towards to 1820, definitely one can go for long positions. Then after that, the pullback rally can be witnessed up to initial target will be 2000 and beyond at 2300s can be seen.
All right, the next query that I have, Mr. Chokalingam, is from Siddharth, and he wants a fundamental view on EIH Hotels. He's marking that tomorrow is the record date for 1:1 bonus. Can this stock be purchased today at current market price?
Associate has declared the bonus, not EAH. So if his query is on EAH Limited, I think even current price it's a sell because the performance has been quite bad for June quarter, and not only that, couple of hotels they are restructuring, and therefore those hotels will not generate any revenue in the short to medium term. And as I said, valuation also highly stretched, so one can sell the stock at current price.
Right, this next query is coming in from our viewer Vidya, who wants to know about SBI, ICICI Bank and Axis Bank. Is it the right time to buy these banks or no? Swati, what's your take? Does it make sense to go ahead and buy these stocks right now for a short-term trade?
Yeah, it looks good. Even though currently the stock is trading nearby its 100 DMA, but one should not go for a long position at 100% if you are looking for a quantity of 100, at least by 20-30 quantity at the current market price, which means I'm saying 20-30% capital can be invested at the current market price in the SBI as well as the HDFC Bank. I will not go for the ICICI Bank as of now because more deep likely to be seen in these particular stocks, which might take a counter towards more 100 points downfall towards 2050. So I will ignore ICICI Bank, but definitely HDFC Bank and SBI Bank can be buy at the current market price, but at least 20-30%, not the full quantity as such.
All right, Mr. Chokalingam, once again, rolling back to the previous query, I believe that you have given me your advice on EIH Associate Hotels, which has declared a bonus, right?
I have a sell call on EAH that does not given the bonus. The bonus is declared by EAH Associated Hotel. That EAH Associated Hotel is better than EIH. So, of course, EAH Associated Hotel also we have closed the call successfully. But short term, I do not find any opportunity. But if he is willing to hold for more than 1-2 years, then EH Associated Hotel is a hold. EH Limited is a sell.
All right. This next one is coming in from Alina, who's writing to us from Mumbai, and she wants a technical and a fundamental view coming in on two counters. One is Castrol, the other one is Ireda. For Castrol, the buy price is 240 rupees per share. 500 shares is what the viewer is holding. For Ireda, it's 300 shares at a price of 230 rupees per share. She wants a view for 12 months. She wants to know the target. But on the fundamentals, first, let me come to you, Mr. Chokalingam. How does Castrol as well as Ireda look to you? Because Ireda has had a spectacular run, actually. And when you talk about one of the companies which has had an excellent IPO pops, I'm sure Ireda also makes that list.
Castrol, if you look at the product life cycle of lubricants, there are two things. One, we all know EV is coming into picture, and that's why the Ola is also showing its impact on the market. And secondly, in lubricants, the competition has increased tremendously. So therefore, I would not hold Castrol for medium to long term. Maybe in the short term, one can hold. If it rises further, it's a good sell. IREDA is a great stock, no doubt about it. But I think the valuation is fully stretched. If there is any further 5-10% rise, IREDA is also good sell.
What's your take coming in on this one then, Swati, both Ireda as well as Castrol? What's your take coming in on both of these counters? Our viewer has bought Castrol at 240, Ireda at 230.
Yes, both the counters really looks good on the technical front. If we look towards the Ireda, this particular counter has almost shown a 28% on quarter-on-quarter basis on the tech. I believe that the stock has a very strong potential for a longer term horizon. I'm looking for a target to back towards 300 levels and about at 350 levels can be seen. So those who are having any long position, they can definitely hold on because this particular counter is taking a very strong support of 1500 DMA and never broken that level. So which indicates a very positive momentum in this particular stock. So it's a hold from my end on Ireda. Talking about Castrol, yes, this particular counter is also doing very well on the technical front, but it's just slowly and steadily it will move up. As of now, currently the downside it has a very good support of 235 levels, and I believe that the particular client has also bought at the nearby the same level, so he can definitely hold on by keeping that stop loss. For a short-term period, as such, I'm looking for a target of 300 to 240. So it's a hold from my end in Castrol as well.
Swati, the next query that I have is coming in on TCI Express, when Ramesh from Hyderabad is already holding 30 shares, but his buy price is way above the current market price, which is at 1552 rupees. What to do in this one? He can still hold for the next 6 months to 1 year. What will be your advice?
Can you repeat the stock name, please?
TCI Express. Are you able to find that?
Hello.
Yes, TCI Express is the stock, Swati. Are you able to find that?
Okay, yeah, I got it. Yes, this particular counter on the technical front looks very negative as such from 2021 onwards. We are continuously witnessing corrections from almost 2,500 to 1,000 levels. Now it is currently trading in the nearby its oversold zone, and we might witness more selling pressure, which might take the stocks towards to up to 1,050 or 1,000 levels. From there onwards, we will see some consolidation and turn around in this particular counter. So at the current level, view is bit cautious. Not to generate more long positions, but those who are looking for a longer term horizon, they can definitely hold on and look for an average buying nearby 1,000 levels. But at the current market price, I'm little bit cautious. So not major long position should be added at the current market price.
All right, that's all about TCI Express. This next one is coming from Manoj, who's writing to us from Thane, and he's bought Oil India at a price of around 225 rupees per share, about 2,000 shares, and after getting about 1,000 shares in bonus, he's holding total about 3,000 shares of Oil India in his portfolio. What will be the future of the stock is what he's asking, Mr. Chokkalingam. What's your take coming in on Oil India? And this one has had a spectacular rise over the last 1 year. In fact, the last 2 to 3 months has been very good for Oil India, isn't it?
Done well. It has giant, investment in refinery, which is tripling the capacity. So long term looks good, but in the short term, oil prices have already come down on year-on-year basis, as well as about 15% from 3 months high, which would be negative for Oil India on a standalone basis. So in the short term, I would say that it can fall 5-10%. If it doesn't mind that fall, one can hold. Long term looks good.
Any advice on Paramount Communications, wherein Ajay from Hyderabad wants to know, is this a good buy for the long term? He has already invested at a price of 74 rupees, and he also wants to know about electro steel casting. Any take on this one for the long term investment?
Electro steel casting is a sell because we all know that the steel industry is going through a very tough time, and in my view, at least for another 1 or 2 quarters, things are going to be quite bad for steel industry. Paramount Communication, I haven't tracked in the recent time.
All right, this next one is coming in from a viewer, Vijay, who's writing to us from Chennai, and he's bought Spandana Spurti, about 100 shares at a price of 1,040 rupees per share. He wants to know whether to hold or exit this one, as well as REC. He has about 1,000 shares at a price of 639 rupees per share. What's your take on both of these counters actually, Swati? Spandana, a sharp wealth erosion, but REC 639 is a buy price.
Yes, Spandana, as of now, it's not really doing very well from in the financial year 2024. The stock is now entered into the oversold zone, so we might not witness major selling from the year onwards, but definitely a support can be formed nearby at least 550 to 520 levels. From there onwards, we will witness some sort of turnaround in this particular counters. Not to generate any long position, not to average it out at the current level. Let the stock find out the support level on the downside, and if any kind of a reversal we can witness, and only we can give the recommendation for the buying purpose. But at the current level, it's a avoid from my end. About the RECL, definitely this particular counter is really doing very well from the last few months. Now the stock is under the formation of the flag pattern on the monthly charts. I believe that if the stock once again manages to give the breakout of 595 levels on the closing basis for at least 1 to 2 trading sessions, then definitely we are likely to enter into the 700 zone or 800 zone in this particular stock. So it's a hold from my end in RECL.
That's the take on both of these names, but it's once again time to slip into a very short break, viewers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to take more of your stock-related queries.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, and let's continue taking all of his stock related queries. This one is coming in from our viewer who's not mentioned his name or the location that he's writing to us from. Requesting all for viewers, do mention your name and the location that you're writing to us from. It'll be easier for us to address your query. This one is coming in from, so this is, I think it's from YRP as per the WhatsApp name. He wants to know about fundamental prospects of Raymond, given the fact of the real estate and the engineering company. What's your take coming in, Mr. Chokkalingam, at the price that it is currently trading at? Do you think it's a buy?
It has already played out. It has given a phenomenal multi-bagger already. I would rather bank on stock like a Nesco, similar story, a lot of land bank. And we also personally invested in Nesco.
All right, moving on to the next query, and Mr. Chokalingam, if you can advise Avijit Mukherjee from Delhi on AU Small Finance Bank. He's holding over 1,500 shares, but buy price is 640 rupees. His time horizon is for the next 1 year, whether to continue with AU Small Finance Bank or rather make a switch to HDFC AMC.
Certainly, switching to HDFC AMC makes a lot of sense. Price to adjusted book value is extremely stretched for you small finance bank, and as I already mentioned, going is not that great for many banks in terms of deposit growth and credit growth rate. So it makes a lot of sense to shift to HDFC AMC.
Right, and the next query that I'm going to take is going to be the 31st query on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. Thank you so much, viewers, for writing to us. And let me take this query to you, Mr. Chokalingam, because it's a long-term query. Naveen from Bangalore wants to know about Geo Finance. He's bought about 100 shares at the price of 325. Also, JSW Infra, 100 shares at the price of 260 rupees per share. What's your take coming in for the longer term? Are both the stocks a hold, or should he look to make a switch?
JSW Infra is a really great company, but valuation comfort is not there, because if you look at the growth in the profit and then see PE ratio, it doesn't justify current valuation. So unless it falls below 300, I would not touch JSW Infra. As far as Geo Finance is concerned, I have an extremely optimistic view. I may be wrong, but I believe that this is the one rare company from Reliance Group where the beginning itself it got listed before building a big business, unlike Reliance Retail or Reliance Communication. So I have a view that this will be a potential multi-bagger in the 3 to 5 years, and it will be a solid wealth creating stock. We do not own personally, but we have recommended the stock, and I have a strong high conviction in Geo Financial Services.
All right, moving to the next query. And Swati, what's your advice on Sun TV? Because the stock is down and out in trade today after the earnings. And Rebecca is already holding 20 shares, but her buy price is much lower at 650 rupees. Should he go ahead and book profits right now or continue to hold on?
See, specifically if you're looking on the reports as such only on the reason, definitely we are likely to witness more profit booking or say the more selling pressure towards at least 800 or 790 levels. Up to that level, the stock might witness some selling pressures. From there onwards, we might witness some turnaround back towards to 900 levels. So depend upon if you are looking for the churning purpose or for the short-term transactions, definitely one should book the profits at the current market price, and one can wait for a deeps towards to 790 levels. If not, I will suggest to hold on by maintaining a strict stop loss of 760 for a longer term horizon, and wait for a target of at least 4-digit towards 2020 2040 levels on the higher side.
That was the stock query coming in from Rebecca, but let's take the next query, which is coming in from Venkatesh, and he looks like he's a very big fan of yours, Mr. Chokalingam. Venkatesh is writing to us from Chennai, and he's followed your investment thesis. He is invested in some of the counters that you like, one of them being Bombay Burma, Nesco, Karnataka Bank, Sterling Tools, as well as Barma Lorry, and he's benefited a lot from your fundamental thesis on these companies. He wants to know whether he can continue now holding on to all of these counters for the next 3 years, and any new idea that you can think of to sharing with our viewers.
Yeah, some of the stocks, thanks for the compliments. They're really thankful to him. Some of the stocks I purchased in the recent times, so I'm not able to discuss. Certainly, Nesco I mentioned. I believe that Nesco is one stock. It can create a phenomenal wealth because sitting in Mumbai with 70 acres of land, other day we saw even a square foot of land in Mumbai is sold for about 10-15 crore in South Mumbai. I'm not projecting that kind of land value for Nesco, but even in place like Andheri, if you see the kind of land bank value, I think it's a phenomenal story and excellent management, a lot of cash. So that is one stock I believe can create a lot of wealth. And second, Geo, which I already covered. Third stock, Karnataka Bank. Personally, also we own the bank stock, and it is still trading at a discount to adjusted book value. In fact, when many banks struggle to post deposit growth in double digit, Karnataka Bank has posted growth both in credit and deposits in double digits. It looks a phenomenal stock to me. It might test the passions, but I think this is a right stock if somebody wants to invest for 2 to 3 years. Another stock which I think can create a lot of wealth is a Barma Lorry company. It's a come dividend, 8.5 rupee dividend. And when most PSUs are trading at even 30 to 50 PE, it is still trading at around 17, 18 PE, cash-rich company. It's a joint venture in UAE is doing phenomenally well. It's a vacation travel business is doing extremely well. There are 3-4 parts to this business. Each part itself can justify the current market cap. So therefore, I believe that in 3 to 5 years, this can be a phenomenal multi-bagger. So these are the stocks, I believe multi-baggers, and I also personally invested in these 3 stocks.
All right then, but with this viewers, let's kickstart taking your queries in the rapid fire session. And the first query is for you, Mr. Chokalingam, wherein Sugu Kumar is holding Gateway District Parks 1000 shares and sitting at a loss because his buy price is 109 rupees. What to do in this one? Switch or hold?
Hold.
All right, Swati, this one is coming to you. BHEL, Praveen has bought at the price of 315 rupees per share. He wants to know what to do with BHEL right now.
The BHL for long term horizon definitely looks positive. It's a hold from my end by keeping a strict stop loss of 285 for a target of 330 to 350 levels.
All right, Mr. Chokalingam, Sundar Raman wants to know, can he buy KRBL for the next 2 years?
No.
All right, what about HOEC, Mr. Chokalingam? Peter from Trichy wants to know whether he can buy this one for the period of about 3 years.
No.
All right, Swati, Deep from Dubai is holding 500 shares of Jubilant Food from a price of 611 rupees. Exit or hold?
It's a hold, definitely. I'm looking for a target of 750 levels. Hold with a trailing stop loss of 590 rupees.
Raghavendra from Kurnool has Cafe Coffee Day. Mr. Chokalingam, he's purchased at 59 rupees per share. Negative news flows for this counter. For the long term, what's your take?
No, certainly, I believe there is an enormous risk for the stock even in the long term.
All right, Swati Subramaniam from Chennai wants to know, can he buy Sterlite Wilson at current market price and any near-term target?
No, as of now, I will not suggest to buy this particular counter. Wait for a few more correction, then we can give the buy signal.
Okay, Sheshama from is writing to us and wants to know about Lemon Tree. Swati, does it make sense to buy this one for the short term right now?
I will suggest to hold on if the stock is getting any dips towards 200 to 105 levels. At that point of time, one can definitely buy, but not at the current market price.
All right, but with this, viewers, it's time's up in this edition of Rapid Fire as well as on the Buy Now Sell Now show. Thank you so much, Mr. Chokalingam and Swati, for taking the time out and joining us to help all our viewers in their stock-related queries. But with this, it's a goodbye from me and Cheryl and the entire team who put this show together. Thanks so much for watching, but don't go anywhere. Markets and Noon will take the action ahead.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.